All right, it's Alice again from eKitHub. I promised to be back to show you how to edit the journal covers for our PowerPoint journals in particular. For these ones, we are using PowerPoint to make the covers for you. So you don't need a graphic editing software. I think this video will actually maybe cover a few more PowerPoint skills. Again, I'm a beginner, or I mean maybe not a total beginner, but we're going to keep it simple because you don't need to make this complicated. And what you can see here is this is a simple text box on top of the a background. So we covered backgrounds the other day. You could just insert the image and stretch it to where you want it. That's totally okay too. So if you, for example, want to do, this is an 8.5 by 11 inch page already, so it might be good to work from that. If you're doing that size of a journal, you can resize the page if you want something else. I'm in Canada, so it defaults to centimeters, but here it is. If you go under File, Page Setup, you can change all the dimensions however you'd like. So I'm going to keep it at 8.5 by 11 because that seems to serve me well here. This is just a simple text box. If you don't know how to do that, it's Insert Text Box. You type away just like you do with any kind of word editor, and you can change the size of the font. You can, that Smile Base, my favorite font right there. I am grateful. You can change the color. You can change the size of the font. There's other effects you can do with the fonts as well. But you know, just keep it simple to start. You can also do like word art ones so that they look like this, right? For example, so you can work with those. And you can actually always change, so I'm just making a mess here, but you can see you could do, so it was under Insert, Word Art, and actually that looks quite pretty on there. You can always change the fill, the text color fill, the outline, and do different shadows, different effects with them. Just play around and see what happens. I actually happen to like the original thing. It looks quite lovely on this image. Maybe a little too light, but hey, we all have our own design preferences. So you can change the text that way. If you want to use an image, like for example, maybe you want a graphic to go in here. Let me see where I might have something. Let's just put that there. In this case, we would probably want to get rid of the background. So it's under, oh, pardon me, Format, Slide Background, and look at me. I actually don't know how I would do that exactly. I will just make it completely transparent, or yeah, I would just make it completely transparent so that it's not showing there. And so we're going to move the little kitty over here. We could do something over here, move it around. It's super simple. This is very plain and boring, but I just want to show you the maybe let's just have fun with a little different thing. This is not going to look beautiful. I do not promise you this. I'm just showing you how to I am grateful journal. To make it bigger, you do need to change the font size. I don't know of a way you can stretch in there. So again, not the super loveliest cover, but it tells you what you can do. And so now what you do, if you want to save this as an image, you go export, you choose whatever format you want. I'm going to save it here. I'm going to save it as PNG, and then I have that image file. And you do want to do that because if you want to make those 3D covers that we have, you will need to have that organized. So if I look at our I'm Grateful journal, oh, pardon me, that's the cover. I just opened the same thing. I am grateful here. So you'll see the first slide is an image. So you could work on it, do it here exactly, but then it might mess with your backgrounds and things like that. So I generally don't bother. I would do it separately myself. Then I picture from file, and it has laid itself out lovely on there. Of course, you can stretch things, you can move them. You could even have it on that background if you wanted, right? So if you had a background to there, not so pretty this one, but you could see that you could make it smaller and then still have the background kind of as a border. So we're just going to leave it as it was. So now that we have the image file, I want to show you how we make those 3D covers for you. So like, where's my preview? Here, like these things that we have, these aren't editable because once you make it 3D, you can't edit the layers, right? So if you don't use our covers, you don't have a 3D version because you can't edit this to make it look how you want it. It just doesn't work that way. So what we do is we use eCover Authority, and I'm going to give you a link and a coupon code that you can get $10 off if you want to use it yourself. But this is the software. It's super simple and easy. You probably don't even need me to show you how to do it, but I love the spiral ones. I'm gonna do a little spiral, and I'm gonna upload our ugly cover. And what I do here is you can see, so I upload it and then you have to put it, like select the size. You do want to watch out. The spiral has only a really small spine, so you might want to change how it looks if you don't want that image to go too close. So what you would do is just move it this way, and that kind of centers it a bit better. This is because this is here is kind of the preview. This is the spiral spine. So if you choose something with a really thick spine, it actually becomes more important that you pay attention to it. So you select it and you continue, and all looks good to me. Finalize it. It looks blurry when it's that huge. It won't look blurry when you're finished. If your image is crisp and clear, then the final result will be also. Sometimes it does take a little while. I do find sometimes the software is a bit slow, but it's a great thing. If you don't know how to make these yourself in Photoshop or something like this, it's an amazing tool. So I usually do a transparent version, which will make the background transparent. So in case you put it on a website or a mock-up or something that has a background, you probably want transparent, and it gives you the default size, and you just download it and save it to your computer, and then you've got your 3D version that you can promote. All right, so simple, right? Again, if there are certain things you want to know about editing the covers or something in PowerPoint that you want to achieve, please just let us know in the comments, and we'll see if we can get you another tutorial on that one.